Good evening to everyone. I'm extremely happy to tell you about the subject which is close to my heart, the gut, what is called a second brain. Those who already know about it may not seem that much interesting at this stage in the beginning, but when you hear me all the details, you will be happy to understand that you are good that you are not missing it. Let me now just give background. Why this subject I took it very close to my heart is because presently, as per World Health Organization, India is facing greatest health risk. It's like simple things to tell. Diabetic capital of the world is India. Genetically, we are prone to heart disease. Depression is going to be number one problem. IT capital of the world, Bangalore, is becoming suicide capital. And cancer is increasing day by day. All these are called lifestyle diseases, LSD. But you may ask, is there an answer? There is a perfect answer through health and wellness. But about the various problems and various difficulties which you have heard just now, don't beware, but be aware. Once you become aware of this, all the things will become slowly changed. Now coming to the main subject about the gut. Those who know about the gut feeling, what is the gut feeling? I will show you now my PPT. In that you will be able to see and check the whole thing. The future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious. What is the meaning of this? So I think in between I will tell you some other things, but anyhow, Venkatesh, can I continue this?
Please continue, sir. We are hearing.
Yeah. See, PowerPoint presentation is shown here. The future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious. As you know, healthcare cost is tremendously increasing. Healthcare cost is tremendously increasing, which in America it is 50 to 20% of GDP, while India only 2 to 3%. And it's of course increasing, as I told you. But why health and wellness? I need not tell. Everybody knows why health and wellness, because everybody wants. But everybody wants to be healthy, but not happening. Why? Because of lifestyle diseases. What is the lifestyle disease? Hypertension, diabetic, chronic diseases, cancer, bypass surgery, premature death, suicidal tendency is increasing every 10 years, every 5 years is increasing double. It is forewarned, but need not be. If you are forewarned, it will be forearmed. Don't beware, but be aware. Once it is aware, now what is the answer? Answer is that perfectly, those who are not aware, I will once again explain. Those, why? First of all, we must know our human body. Human body is actually marvel. Future belongs. Okay. Future belongs to, as I explained, future belongs to those who see possibilities before they go obvious. Next. Okay, you make it next. Yeah. Now, healthy gut makes you. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Healthy gut makes you healthy. Healthy gut makes you healthy. Continue. Those who become obvious. Healthcare cost is tremendously increasing, as you can see in the curve here, which in America is as much as more than $2 trillion. Of course, India is compared to less than $1 lakh. Next. Why health and wellness? Sedentary lifestyle, more mental, less physical, causing serious health problems, and worst thing who are worse, the people who absolutely affected are busy CEOs, executives, managers, top businessmen in the age group of 25 to 45. Next. This known as I told you already, warning is lifestyle disease LSD is absolutely, what are those? Hypertension, heart problem, diabetes, chronic problem, cancer, bypass surgery, premature death, suicidal tendency. Number of cases rising alarmingly, doubling every 20 years. And causes of this: unhealthy food, improper lifestyle, lack of physical exercise. One of the most important. That's the reason it is written capital letter: stress and tension, additions and abuses, lower immunity, environmental problems, excessive self-medication, and hereditary problems. If you see here, lack of physical exercise and lower immunity. What is the meaning? When you are well, you don't do exercise. When you are sick, you can't do exercise. There is unfortunate situation. Next. We must know ultimately who we are and what we have. Our body is an engineering marvel, human body marvel. And you will be surprised to know 1 gram of DNA could store all the Facebook and Google data. Can you imagine that kind of a thing we have? And Sharira Madhyamam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. And left self, this was, as I told you, second heart is code of for music, and the second brain is gut. So I'm going to talk about the gut. Before that, there is a gap to explain you something interesting. What is that interesting thing? You will be surprised to know. Yeah, I would like to some interesting thing to tell you. It's very interesting. What is the difference between discovery and invention? A lot of people can get confused. Here I would like to tell in the relaxed way. A small young boy goes to his father and asks him, "Can you tell me what is the difference between discovery and invention?" Then father has to tell his young son can understand. The matter, I discovered your mother. She was somewhere. I am in some example. I am in Bombay. She was in Calcutta. I discovered her. But invention, something new, like you are not there. I invented you. That is the things likely to happen when we do that. Secondly, more interesting thing, next you will tell. I will tell one by one. What is gut? See, a lot of people do not know what is gut, but I will explain to you. Gut is the gastrointestinal tract, or gut is an organ system which takes food, digests it, to extract and absorb energy and nutrients, expel the remaining waste. And you will be surprised to know the gut length of the total gut is more than 20 feet. It's very, very important. Once you know the gut, now we can go further about that. Next. Key role of the gut: assimilation and absorption of food that we eat, digestion, nutrient absorption, and transportation, detoxification, elimination of waste. This is very, very important. Ultimately, role of the gut, once you know, you can find out other aspects. Next. Signs of poor gut health. If your gut health is not good, what are the things happen? Bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation, autoimmune condition, food intolerance, and skin irritation. These things happen if the gut health is not good. On the other hand, wonder of the gut bacteria. Next. wonder of gut bacteria is very interesting to know. Up to 1,000 different bacteria species are in our inside our gut, and quality, the total quantity is more than 100 trillion. 100 trillion, and is as vast as mysterious as the Milky Way. Can you imagine this total microbiome, what is called bacteria, is in our system, and as lengthy-wise, as vast and mysterious as the Milky Way. Once you understand this, I can go further to tell you interesting aspects. Functions of the bacteria. Next. What are the functions of the bacteria? It helps the body to digest the certain foods. It helps with the production of some vitamins. It helps to combat aggression from other microorganisms. It plays the important role of the immune system. Here you can understand the bacteria, gut bacteria. Ultimately, gut is the mostly interested in the bacteria, how it affects our body, which is happening already within us, but we are not even aware. Now, next of the gut is they call second brain. Why? Gut has a tremendous capability and intelligence. The small intestine alone, excluding the GI tract, is a home to many neurons and spinal cord. It communicates with the brain, heart, and other parts of the body in the form of feelings, signs, and symptoms. If you are, it's very interesting. 100 million neurons are in the brain. In the brain, 100 million neurons. But how much in the gut? 500 trillion neurons in the gut. Once you understand the difference, you will understand how much we can do. 100 million in the brain, 500 million in the gut. And that is the difference in the brain and the gut. Why it's called second brain? Because second brain is bigger than the second brain is gut is bigger than even original regular brain. Now we'll go to connection. Brain-gut connection. Primal connection exists between our brain and our gut. The enteric nervous system, ENS, that governs the gut is called second brain, as I told you, and has hundreds of millions of neurons, more than the spinal cord, connecting to the central nervous system, CNS and brain. And once we understand this concept, you will be surprised, it absolutely affects the heart and other bodies and everywhere. Next. Bidirectional communication between the gut and the brain. Gut reaction, what we call, and gut sensation. The top is the brain and the bottom is the overall gut. How it's connected, how it's affected. Brain attracts gut health and gut affects brain health. This is very, very important in this system of my talk. Next. Gut-brain axis. Stress and the gut health. How the stress and the gut health. Stress and the gut health. Gut-brain axis, brain and the gut, you can see in the picture, influences on weight gain, bowel movement, nutritional delivery, and microbial balance. Influences on neurotransmitters, stress, anxiety, and mood behavior. This is very, very important and affects most of the time in our body. Next. How stress affects our gut is another important thing. Normally, who doesn't have stress? Everybody is stressed in their work, home, and other. So decrease in the stress affects the gut, decrease nutrient absorption, decrease oxygenation of our gut, 4 times less blood flow to our digestive system, decreased metabolism, alteration to gastrointestinal mobility, changes the gastrointestinal secretion, and negative effects of regenerative capacity of the gut. And thus, stress and the gut affects very much, as you have seen. Next, this is very interesting. Listen to your gut. Always trust your gut. It knows what your head has not figured out yet. Means, it is already in your mind, but you're not able to explain. On the other hand, gut tells you in advance what is in your mind, what is in your brain. See, that is the importance of the gut and the trust. Okay, listen to your gut. It absolutely gives more than the brain can tell. Gut feeling, everybody knows. Gut feeling, everybody has. What is the gut feeling? Before that,
Yes, sir.
before that you do.
Yes, sir.
Gut feeling. The most common meaning of our gut is your true self, your wiser self, your inner self. Trust your gut is common advice that means trust your inner voice. Trust your intuition. A gut feeling or intuition, they call somebody had intuition. A gut reaction is a feeling of reaction that deeper and wiser than the conscious mind. Gut feeling as a feeling that you already send people tell, I have a gut feeling of that means his mind is not explained yet, but it tells directly immediately. Next. Gut emotion or culture. Those who have gone through this will understand easily. Hengarudu, ಕರುಳಿನ ಕೆರೆ, ಕರುಳಿನ ಕೂಗು, ಕರುಳಿನ ಕೂಡಿ, ಕಣ್ಣು ಅರಿಯೋದನ್ನು ಕರುಳು ಅರಿಯಿತು. This is very, very important. What eyes cannot see, the gut can easily see. ಕರುಳಿನ ಸಂಬಂಧ, ಕರುಳಿನ ಬಳ್ಳಿ. This is very important. A lot of times, our emotions tell more than what we talk, our mind, many other things. Now, can you just clap? Please do clapping. Everybody can do clapping. Clapping, they are all acupoints. It energizes your body and absolutely improves your health, and you are very happy. Next. Ultimately, what is gut health? As you know, microbiome, stress management, mental and emotional health, diet, sleep and exercise, immunity and genetics is all linked as a circle. Now, signs of unhealthy gut. Unhealthy gut, what are the signs? Digestive issues like bloating, gas, sugar craving, bad breath, food allergies, moodiness, anxiety, depression, skin problems like eczema, diabetes, and poor immunity. See, these are normally, it happens without knowing. Therefore, we must avoid this problem of unhealthy gut. Then we will not get the benefit of the gut which we are looking for. Next. This is very interesting now. All diseases begin at the gut. Hippocrates has said, father of the modern medicine is Hippocrates. He has said all diseases begin at the gut. That is Niddhi, Buddhi, Laddi. What is Niddhi? Sleep. Muddhi, food. Laddi, digestion and what goes out. Once you know this, lot of diseases can be absolutely avoided, which is told by Hippocrates, which is father of modern medicine. This is very, very important. Next, gut and immunity. What is gut immunity? Your gut is the first line of defense. Certain cells in the lining of the gut exercise secrete massive quantities of antibodies into the gut. The friendly bacteria are constantly working on the fight against virus and pathogens. So this, once you can see in the picture, this is exactly the immunity, which is most important. If you are immune to all these problems, your health is very, very, very good. Next. Tips to our gut health. What are the tips? Sometimes we may know many things, but if you don't have tips, you will not be able to appreciate that. Eat a wide range of natural plant-based foods. Eat more fiber and selected herbs and spices. Avoid highly processed foods and overeating. A lot of people, they don't avoid processed food and overeating, they do. Then the reason their weight is very high. Reduce exposure to EMF from electronic devices. When you work in the office, especially various mobile, TV, or connected things, the EMF affects us. And include well-being habits into your life and live harmony with nature. See, normally, if you are harmony with the nature, lot of problems can be avoided. This is very, very, very important thing. Now, I would like to summarize. Before that, I will give just relax. Relax means here, often we say, when we do, as I already told, if you don't take today's health for granted, it can affect you anytime. There is a reason, instead of taking pills for every ill and increasing your bill, have the right will and the skill, life can be a thrill. See, this kind of a knowledge if you get, you will be able to do much better in your day-to-day life. And I would like to conclude with last one of the important slides, summary type, healthy gut mantra. Healthy gut mantra is very interesting. That is, finally, mantra, gut mantra means, you should have a summary. Lower your stress level. Get enough sleep. Eat slowly. Stay hydrated. Take water and other. Take a prebiotic and probiotic connected food. Shift to healthy lifestyle. So once you do this, see, automatically you get all the benefits of the gut, which is the second brain. Now I would like to have anybody has questions or anything, I will be happy to answer. Okay.
Sir, this is Kaiser.
Kaiser, oh good. Tell me.
Sir, yes, congratulations. It's a wonderful talk. Very appropriate for today's work style.
Well, correct.
Like today, everybody, all the youngsters are sitting in front of the computer and eating to odd hours. Like, eating timings are different and sleeping timings are different, then definitely the gut will get spoiled. So I'm very happy that you delivered a very professorial lecture. It was, as good as a doctor talking about, medical issues in gut management.
Thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
With all these compliments, I want to know what is the role of fasting in gut management? Fasting. Role of fasting.
I will
Upasa.
tell you, see, one of the basic health science is Ayurveda. And Ayurveda says regularly you have to fast in between. We eat too much. We eating instead of that, take food, of course, whatever normal you are doing, not much, but in between fasting. Fasting, there are a lot of methodologies there in fasting which you can have. Yeah.
Like in our Indian system of living, we have this concept of fasting once in 15 days.
Correct.
Like we give up all this cooked food.
Actually,
the
a lot
rice
of people say, after fasting, my health has tremendously improved.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
nice.
referring to Ekadashi. I'm referring to Ekadashi.
Correct.
It's a traditional system.
Correct.
Traditional system of managing our gut and
Yeah.
the brain and the physiology of the body and the anatomy. So that if everybody
like
can follow that concept.
We have to give into the whole body, and that rests by eating, not eating. That's as you heard correctly. This Ekadashi.
Yeah, like for example, in the name of muddy or hygiene or whatever you call, normally we Indians don't eat outside.
Yes.
That's such a good habit to avoid eating out and consuming all the food which is not properly and appropriately cooked.
Yes.
Yeah, so these things are also supplementary to managing gut.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations once again. Thank you.
Anybody else? Yeah, any question? Any further questions? Anybody? I will be happy to answer.
I think you can conclude now, sir.
Huh?
If there is anything to say, you can conclude it now.
Yeah. I already given the talk concluded, but one thing I can tell, whatever you have heard, if it is good, you look, try to practice it in the, lot of times we have the knowledge, but we don't practice. Example, the practice is, effective ways to improve your gut health in no time. That is, take, as I told you, probiotic and fermented foods. See, probiotic and fermented foods you take, it is very, very reduce your stress, as already explained. Eat more dark chocolate. I was surprised, I was not knowing. Nowadays, I am taking dark chocolate. I don't know how it affects, I don't know much. Eat more dark chocolate. Exercise regularly, very, very important. And get enough sleep. A lot of people don't need too much sleep. But too much sleep, not only in the house, even in the office. But in between, what they call break for 10 minutes sleep, that is good. Therefore, enough sleep. So this overall affects a way of improving gut health in no time. In no time, I was surprised to know. I was not knowing that, but I heard that. Anybody else? I think Mantesh, I have already told. Anybody else?
Okay. That's all, sir. Okay. Now, thank you, Dr. Pai, for your wonderful talk on healthy gut makes you healthy. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಗಟ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಘಟನೆಗಳು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೋ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಇನ್ನರ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದು ಗಟ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಪೈಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಕಣ್ಣು ಅರಿಯುದನ್ನ ಕರಳು ಅರಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಈವನ್ ನಮ್ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಅದು ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಮಗು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಪ್ಪನ ಸ್ಕೂಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ದಿಢೀರಂತ ಮಗು ಅಪ್ಪ ಬಂದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಆ ಶಬ್ದ ಕೇಳಿಸಲ್ಲ, ಏನೂ ಕೇಳಿಸಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಗಟ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್. ಇಂತಹ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಿ ಆರ್ ಪೈ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಂಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅನಂತ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ಫೆಲೋಶಿಪ್ ಟೈಮ್. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಚಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಡೇಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ವಾರ ಸಂಜನಾ ಕಿರಣ್ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಲೈಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಗೇಮ್, ಪ್ಲೇ ಇಟ್ ವೆಲ್. ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಯಲ್ ಚೇಂಜರ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿಂದ್ರಾ ಅವರ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಹೀಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು ದೇಶ ವಿದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂಥವ್ರು ಮುಂದಿನ ವಾರ ಲೈಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಗೇಮ್, ಪ್ಲೇ ಇಟ್ ವೆಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹಳ ಅವ್ರ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಿಗೋದೇ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಏನೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ರಿಯಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಹರ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಹಾಗೆ ಸರ್ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಮುಂಬರುವ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮೊಳಗೊಬ್ಬ ಗಾಯಕ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಮಧು ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನೀವು. ಮಧು, ಮುಂಬರುವ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮೊಳಗೊಬ್ಬ ಗಾಯಕ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಎಸ್ ಪಿ ಬಾಲಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯಂ ಆರ್ ಎಸ್ ಜಾನಕಿ ಆರ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್. ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಖುಷಿಯಿಂದ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಟು ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಆ ತರದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮೊಳಗೊಬ್ಬ ಗಾಯಕ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದ ಮಂದಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇದಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮೊಳಗೆ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಳೋಣ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಯಾರೋ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಳು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಯವ್ರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ಯಾರೋ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ತಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೊಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೊಂದು ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡೋದು, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿಂದ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುಂಪಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅದ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಬಹುದು.
ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಐಡಿಯಾ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವರೇ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಹಾಡ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋರು ಇದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಮ್ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಲಾಗೌಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು. I think Kaisar Jahan Begum is there. Madam, how are you?
So fine, thank you.
Okay.
I was late.
She is a devotee of ISKCON devotee. She is.
ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ late entry. Yeah.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್. Okay. Okay, ಇವತ್ತು ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Kaisar, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದಾರ, ಹೊರಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರಾ?
ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ. 17 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
I've been a professor for 40 years at University of Mysore.
Yeah.
And one of the ways I met Dr. Pai is that I invited him for lectures at the department. He's been regularly visiting our Department of Library and Information Science.
Yes.
And delivering a couple of lectures. That's how we came to know each other from Rotary platform. And sir has improved like nobody's business. Today I was totally taken aback the way he was talking about the subject. And sir, you coped with technology so well. Hats off to you. And my interests are reading scriptures of anything, like starting from Bhagavad Gita to any other scripture. Because I strongly believe that early morning when you start your day with reading, the whole day is completely nice. And in the end also night you must read and sleep. And in the ancient Jewish knowledge, they say that instead of watching television and seeing videos, etc., people should read a book. It can be an ordinary novel or a simple book, not the general magazines and newspapers. Because reading will kindle your mind and increase the tenacity of the brain and also imagination, and finally it leads to increasing the potential of the brain. So therefore I request every one of you to keep reading habit alive and read. Basically I would prefer people to read scriptures of anybody. For example, I had first started reading a book called Life of a Yogi of Paramahamsa Yogananda.
Autobiography of an yogi.
Yes, yes. That was the first book I read. After that, I never had problems in life. Everything, I used to find a solution in that book. Whenever I had any conflict in mind or social issues or department issues, I used to open that book and read. So like that, later on, when I went to ISKCON, I went on listening to the lectures of Prabhupada and reading Bhagavad Gita so many times. I used to quote verses from Bhagavad Gita in my classroom. And now that I am retired and sitting at home, you won't believe I am reading Quran every day, something like 60 verses or 40 verses, 50 verses. I've hired a teacher to listen to me when I'm reading, so that the pronunciation and the deliberation is good. So I invest time and money on reading all the scriptures. Adರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಲಾಭ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಈ scriptures ಅಲ್ಲಿ, because scriptures are a word of God. So when we read Bhagavad Gita, we say Krishna is telling. It is Bhagavan Vacha already, always. So therefore, when God is talking to you, what else you need? That's the feeling.
Congratulations. Very
When
good.
God is talking to you, you don't need anything else. God himself is in conversation with you. Such a wonderful feeling. I'm very happy to be part of today's program. Thank you
madam,
very much.
Every
Yeah,
week you
thank you.
participate, madam. It is a regular
Definitely, I'll come.
weekly program. Every
Yeah.
Saturday 4 p.m. there will be program. And another great person with us, Dr. T.M. Srinivasan, is Yoga Bhishma. Sir, can you tell something about you and introduce yourself?
What is that?
Yoga Bhishma informed me. Thank you. Thank you. Now, what I learned from this
He is a
is
Dean of Vivekananda University, S. Vyasa, Bangalore.
Yes, Vyasa.
Yeah.
so. Thank you very much, Dr. Pai. It's a very interesting and very important lecture because we don't think about gut as an important organ even in the body. And one is that it is assimilating the nutrients, that is okay. But equally, if not more important, that Ayurveda talks about is elimination of waste products.
Absolutely.
Very, very important. And one of the biggest organ in the body is the skin.
Yes.
Now, what is the waste product that comes out? We are sitting in air-conditioned room all the time, taking lift up and down and going in an air-conditioned car, and you don't sweat. So you have to sweat and get out the waste product through the skin also. So these are very important points. Some of the points are taken by Dr. Pai. And on the lighter side, I would like to say, as a young boy, my father used to tease me, if you can't remember your lessons, put your book under your pillow and sleep. Now I can tell him, fortunately he's not there to listen to me now. I can tell him, put the book on my stomach and sleep now.
Okay.
So I'm very happy about the intelligence of gut also. Thanks a lot for this. Thank you.
Thanks.
And another person, Dr. Madhu, you can introduce yourself.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ನಂದು ತುಂಬಾ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಪ್ರೊಫೈಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಮೈಸೂರಿನವನೇ, ಶ್ರೀ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಮಿಷನ್ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ದಾಜಿ ಅವರ ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಕಳೆದ ಸುಮಾರು 30 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಈ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ಫುಲ್ನೆಸ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಪ್ರಶಿಕ್ಷಕನಾಗಿ ಕಳೆದ 22 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ those who want to practice meditation, I take up introduction process to our wonderful system. Sri Ramchandra Mission, of course, most of you may be knowing, it's about 75-year-old organization. More than 2 crore people are there who are following this Raj Yoga practice. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ನಾನು ಪರ್ಸನಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಕೂಡ ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಪೂರ್ಣಿಮಾ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂತ. It is one of the exclusive women and child care hospital in Mysore. Secondly, I also have a company called Prithvi Eco Sciences Private Limited anta. With that, we do a lot of wastewater management and wastewater treatment technologies. I have developed a technology which is adopted by Government of Karnataka now. Since 2016, any layout which you see across Karnataka, they have adopted my wastewater treatment technology. That is all. Thank you very much.
UV Rao is there, Dr. Pai's friend. Sir, can you please? Are you hearing me?
Yaru?
UV Rao.
I can't hear. What is that?
UV Rao, your friend is there on the line.
Okay.
But I don't think he is not hearing, it seems. Next, anybody else? Professor Iyer? Suresh Babu? Suresh Babu, can you?
Hello. Yeah.
Please.
Namaskara. Ellargu namaskara.
Namaskara.
It was a great opportunity for me to be with this session of Dr. Pai. It was very nice, interesting session, sir. The gut is definitely an energy producing organ of the body, with from mouth to anus, which has a lot of clearance, which makes us very light and good for the day. And it's a very nice session, what I would like to say. And also, as my introduction is, I am Suresh Babu. I was with the medical field for last 30 years in a corporate, and then I came back to my native place, and now I have healthcare coaching as well as healthcare business. and a skill development for an youngsters. All these three segments of the aspects I'm just managing at Mysore. And I with this, I have interacted with Dr. Pai and Venkatesh for several times. So it was a great opportunity, and that's how I got into, and then I'm with this platform. Thank you so much.
Lasita is there. Lasita, can you come out? Lasita? Okay, she's not there. Okay, thank you all for participating in our program. Every Saturday, 4 p.m. there will be a program. Please participate in it and cooperate with us. Thank you all. Shall we end up the meeting now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.